Anything that you don't really want to talk about on here? I know like some things towards the end we're gonna like quick hit, but
Who is ESR?
Emil Smith Rowe.
Okay. I've heard of him. I didn't realize he was even that close to the first team.
Yeah, he scored against Blackpool yesterday. But he's been getting like some minutes in like cup games for Europa League and Carabao.
No, dude, this
I'm
is
so
really good.
excited for this weekend, dude.
There's actually a lot of good topics you have here. I'm actually interested in all of them. Sometimes you put up a long rundown and I'm like, no. But this time it's really good. And I didn't mean to
Hell
make
yeah.
that sound negative either. I just
I'm excited. I'm
yeah,
excited you're excited.
yeah. But what's up with this weekend? Just the Liverpool thing?
Yeah, Liverpool game. So I'm gonna get drunk at the Maryland tailgate, go to the football game for a little bit, and then me and Tom
With
gonna go
your
watch.
fired coach.
Yeah, fucking fired coach. It was crazy covering that, dude.
Yeah, so tell me
It's
about
just
that.
a whole shit storm. Just the lack of like incompetency with everyone involved is staggering. So
I'm close to radically proclaiming that everyone involved in the university system is ridiculously incompetent. And if they're not incompetent, then they simply are a bystander and allow incompetence to fester across a system that touches so many different people. It's like, how can you let this happen?
yeah, that's like what's described our president's whole like career here, and it's funny he's the one that was like the most level-headed about it all, and was like, "Hey, it's either me or him," and then they picked him, and he was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna retire in June," and then he was like, "Actually, before I do that, you fired."
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, it's fine. But yeah, let's get started. Should I blow my nose?
Sure, I'll get a water bottle.
All right, everyone. We are back with the Soccer Scoop podcast here. Lots to talk about this week after missing a little week last week. We got El Clasico, we got Champions League, Premier League, all these leagues having really good stuff. Dylan, pretty on brand for us to start with some Carabao Cup, huh? So let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So, game of the week, in my opinion, which is pretty funny after all these choices from the past week of in the soccer world. Derby, Chelsea,
Derby.
midweek clash. What did I say?
You said
Derby?
Derby, yeah.
Like the one car from Cars, right? You ever see that movie?
I have no idea what Derby is. Did you like Cars? I thought
I liked the first one. The
ass.
first one was a classic.
Cars was ass. Let's be
The
real.
first one was 2004 classic animation movie,
Cars
bro.
Cars was 2004? No way, dude.
I'm pretty sure.
We're fact checking that.
All right, fact check it. And the answer is,
See, it's loading. Settle down.
dude,
14.
I'm too excited.
That's
Car.
2006. Told you.
Okay, close. Nice little red car was the main character. But anyway, Derby versus Chelsea, not Derby. Um, they ended up losing their magical cup run, and the Carabao Cup has come to an end. Dillmeister, as because Frank Lampard beat Manchester United with his championship side, and now he came up against a pretty lackadaisical, not like a B team for Chelsea, but not all their starters played.
Quality side, yeah.
Yeah, a very quality team. And this is like the most classic Carabao Cup like just game I've ever seen because like of the mayhem. 4 goals, all scored before 27 minutes. All of them scored by Derby or Derby players. That's insane. 2 own goals, 2 goals. Chelsea looking out of sorts, and then Cesc with the sloppy winner there. But
So
crazy game.
the first goal, I think it was the first goal, the first own goal, was actually scored by a Chelsea loanee.
Right.
There was big things before the game that he was only there, and I do believe this, that Chelsea only allowed that to happen. If it's a club wide policy to not let players appear before you for ever in all history, always, the only thing that I could think to maybe combat that is that they now have a new manager and maybe he has a different opinion. But at the same token, a new manager, does he actually know these academy players well enough to say, I need to see them? I wouldn't think so. I would think he doesn't actually really care. Like he's
So are you saying you don't like the rule, or you do?
it's not a rule. It's a club policy. It's up to them.
Yeah, possible.
Um,
Well, so Real Madrid has employed it in the past. Like they don't let their loanee players play against them. And I think that's stupid.
well, I don't think it's stupid. I think the rule as it stands, which the rule is, it's club discretion. And I think that's fair. Club discretion. The club can decide.
True,
I
true,
think
true.
Chelsea gave them that opportunity because Frank is sitting on the other bench, and they were like, "No, that's not true." Yeah, it is. Shut up. And I
Yeah.
just feel bad for him. Let me round up this point. I just feel awful for the dude to come in front of your team. You want to impress. You want to look good.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's all.
That's
That's all.
literally the worst possible
And
thing.
did you actually see it? Did you see it?
Yeah, so
I
he
had no
completely
idea how
whiffed
it
on the
happened.
clearance for
Like,
listeners who didn't see it, and then
real
it came off
time.
his back leg, his standing leg,
Yeah,
and it just
real time.
crazy.
It's like you're watching FIFA and the ball just like didn't go where you expected it to, and you're just like, whoa. And
Like you're watching JV high school soccer.
oh yeah, that too.
But enough time on game of the week here. Plenty of other topics. Although I did want to say I do feel old watching Lampard manage the side. Kind of seeing these next gen of managers like Lampard with and Gerrard, yeah.
Zidane.
Zidane, yes. Well, he's a little before my time.
He's only a few years, if you think about it. He's only a few years ahead of
few
us.
years removed, but I'm saying seeing Gerrard and Lampard manage these teams now is crazy, and I feel old. But moving on, the biggest game of the week that was in the soccer world, El Clasico, 5-1, absolute smashing.
And I was so happy about this because finally Ryan could shut up about Suarez's form because he put the team to the sword in the absence of Messi.
Yeah.
He passed the ball well. He moved around well. He didn't just finish well, which I think is a kind of a criticism a lot of people have of Suarez in his time at Barcelona. When he was wearing the red at Liverpool, he was kind of all action, and that's pretty much what I saw in the game.
Yeah, he was all over the place. He chased down lost causes. He linked up extremely well, like you said, but he's been doing that for Barcelona ever since he arrived there. But he really hasn't been able to finish as well. But with Messi out of the spotlight, you kind of forget about the other pieces they got too. They got Malcolm coming on the bench now, played his first game against Inter. He looks like a good talent. Coutinho and Dembele on the wings, like you can't ask for much more to replace the best player in the world. And this guy, I don't know if you've seen him play yet, but Artur, the Brazilian playmaker, coming in a Iniesta role here, wearing the number 8, he is better than Iniesta was at his age, by far. And he's going to be a special talent in this world. I don't know if you've seen any of his highlights or anything, but his close control in FIFA, that should be a 99, dude. It is insane what he does with the ball.
So actually, yeah, I do have to be honest about that. The talent that guy has is insane, and I think, I don't know how you feel, but whenever there's these like Brazilian, South American talents that are bought for huge sums of money, and I never see them, I just all of a sudden one day I hear their name and they were bought for 50 million pounds by Barcelona or Real Madrid.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's actually making it seem like he's the boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unlike Malcolm, kind of has struggled to get into the side a little bit, but Artur, whew, he's gonna be fun to watch. But yeah, just going over the game a little bit. Those three Suarez goals all scored in different ways. Penalty, and it ends up he ends it off with that nice little chip over Courtois. Dylan, which of these teams are kind of poised for like a better future right now? Because I'm torn. Barcelona have Messi. Real Madrid doesn't have a Messi type talent. Who do you see kind of filling in the void for Ronaldo, filling in that managerial position? We'll get to that. But like as far as futures of these two teams goes, which we talked about a lot on this podcast, what are you thinking?
Define future. 3 years or 10?
5 to 10.
5 to 10? You're going to be surprised at my answer. The one with the better future is Real Madrid.
Ooh, contrary to the result. Do explain.
So Barcelona have a lot of like Artur, a lot of really young, exciting talents. I don't want to take that away from them. However, Real Madrid have already started to dismantle the team that saw them through the Messi and Ronaldo era. It's now on the decline. So in the next 3 to 5 years, and decline, we use decline with a club like Madrid very lightly.
They are ninth in La Liga.
They are ninth, but come on,
Right. Yeah, I'm just saying.
So, sorry, let me just gather my thoughts here. You can just, edit this out so that.
Well, honestly, just to give some listeners context, their manager for 4 months who took the job at the cost of losing the Spanish side job, sacked after horrendous display at managing Real Madrid. There's no Ronaldo. They've got players like Mariano playing big minutes for them, and he does not look good at all for me. Isco hasn't been the same this season. Their defense is lackadaisical. They're all out of sorts. Marcelo is the only one who scored in the last couple of games for them.
He's a defender.
And yeah, he's a left winger. It's insane. But the thing that Madrid does have on their side is their academy growth is beating Barcelona, which is quite ironic because of what has gotten Barcelona to this point with all their academy players.
Well, okay, I don't know. I think I'm not going to disagree in the sense that we definitely see a lot more youth and young player involvement at Madrid than we did probably in like the last 5 years. The last 2 or 3 have really seen a younger core come through as opposed to the previous years. But anyway,
like Asensio and all these type
even
of players.
Isco, he was 22 when he started at Madrid, I believe. But the reason I believe Madrid are better poised for the future doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just the fact that they have already started the process of transitioning this team to whatever it's going to look like in 3 to 5 years, in 10 years. They're on that process now. Barcelona still feel like they can win things. They're still paying a lot of money to a lot of old players, a lot of old superstars. Think about it. Piqué, he's out. Suarez, out. Messi, out. Those 3 guys, they're all going to leave. Busquets, out. Who else? Who's the other center back that's going to be gone? Because
Umtiti.
Right. But he's young. So who's the other one? I can't even think if they even have one.
They got Liggett or whatever his name is.
Yeah, so they're fine.
It's going to be gone.
Yeah, they're fine at that. Left back, Jordi Alba's not a young man,
Yeah. He's like in the prime of his career right now. He's like 28, statistically speaking. But honestly, I do kind of see what you're saying, but to compare it to 2 NBA teams, do you think it's kind of like Barcelona is going to be the Boston Celtics who are going to keep competing and keep winning titles, which is different from Boston, but during their kind of rebuild after Messi leaves, and like Real Madrid might just be the Sixers who's going to blow it up and then They're gonna have to face Boston still. Like it can easily be that. But something I did want to bring up, the read of the week for this podcast. Um, ESPN FC or ESPN now published a story, Xavi calling out the La Masia uh, faithful of the Academy of Barcelona as their director of things. Joan Villa has left.
Is that a man or a woman?
Man.
Okay.
And he has left. He's kind of one of the biggest architects, along with a few other guys, of the whole La Masia movement. A lot of the guys who have come out of La Masia, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Messi, all these guys who really flourished. Barcelona is not paying the same attention to that anymore, which is concerning. And I might agree with you that Madrid might be better off in the future to come. But this year, Barcelona has gotten the better. They're in first, and Real Madrid are in ninth.
I will say this for the past 3-4 years, I feel like Barcelona have been dealing with questions not related to pitch issues, but rather backroom, boardroom issues. Like the Neymar transfer obviously exposed a lot of club hierarchy stuff that was in question. Before that, there was financial concerns, but we've seen them kind of weather every storm. So, like they didn't have Neymar, but they set some like unbeaten record in La Liga last season. So I don't know. Maybe this Barcelona team does it again, but it just feels like we're approaching the inevitable decline.
And it's funny because we keep questioning that, we keep saying that, and it never really happens. So
right, that's what I want to point out. Is like maybe we're just jumping the gun again. Maybe we're just excited to see another giant fall. But
yeah, that's certainly what Suarez has proved this week. But something to kind of transition out of that is kind of the craziest story of the week that I've seen. World Cup winner Vincenzo Ianquinta. I don't know if I'm seeing that right. Italian 2006 when they won the World Cup in that infamous Zidane headbutt game. This guy has a bunch of ties to the mafia, apparently, which he vehemently denies, and supplied some guns to his father, who's in jail for 20 years. He's gotten 2 years. Crazy story. Decent striker in his heyday, but going to jail. So crazy.
Yeah, really crazy, and probably maybe even funnier that he's Italian.
Just such a stereotypical kind of Italian story too. But Dylan, as we transition into the Premier League here, I don't know if you saw that Wembley pitch Monday night, but Spurs and Manchester City played on a freaking football field at Wembley, and it was annoying to watch.
Yeah, it felt like I was watching my high school play.
It was like ridiculous. There was brow patches all over the sidelines in the middle of the field. Freaking 700-pound offensive lineman tearing it up. I don't know why they couldn't just play in Manchester and then move and play in Wembley for the second game of the season. I just don't. And then a pretty boring 1-0 win for City.
I didn't think it was boring.
Oh, come on. There's like so many like dull points of that game.
Obsession with the game that makes me I don't know. I didn't find it boring.
You're captivated by it all, by like poor kind of possession spills from Tottenham, and they weren't able to generate a lot of chances.
There was a clear lack of, or not lack of, there was a clear like decrease in ability to hold the ball from both teams' perspectives, I would say. But I think that made the game kind of fast-paced and frenetic. So while it may not have been the highest quality, it wasn't a game that was stuck in the midfield. I felt like when Spurs got the ball.
Oh yeah, like these are two top caliber teams. They're going to go at each other.
Right. And I think that, I don't know. I had fun watching.
Well, I'm glad you did, because
these two teams that I really can't stand. But
yeah, I mean, the one great storyline that came out of it was Mahrez scoring, in the
No,
wake of
no,
the
the
whole.
one great storyline was watching Eric Lamela just have a chance to make me like him and then completely shoot that chance into the sky as he.
He played terribly.
Oh, I don't agree with you.
He
He may have he
missed a
didn't
lot of
execute.
passes,
Yeah, he
and
didn't execute, but he was in the right spots. Like not a lot of time players were in the right spots in that game.
David Silva was in the right spots and
He's
didn't
not
always do the right thing either. I cannot believe he didn't score that one goal.
yeah,
Remember when he passed over Raheem?
Sterling. Me and
Yeah.
Ryan were talking about that. I don't know. I actually think he made the best out of a situation there, dude. You
Wrap
got
your foot around it and freaking put it in the net,
you
dude.
got to look at the touch and how it's coming in. It came in too close, too hot to him. You got to pick up the pieces in that moment. He did the best he could do. I actually criticized Raheem's choice to shoot. I think he should have just played it again across the face of the goal.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
What?
That is ridiculous. If you have a chance, listeners, go back and watch this replay, and you'll see the whole gaping side of this net was so open when Silva passed it, and I cannot believe you're saying that right now. But Dylan, the reason I bring up Mahrez is because of the whole Leicester owner thing. He scored the night after, I believe, or it was the night before. Yeah, it's the night after because it was Monday night.
Oh yeah.
And that whole situation was
He
just
dedicated
wild.
it to the Leicester owner.
Right. So, congrats to Mahrez, R.I.P. Very hard name pronounced. Leicester owner.
Yeah, but seriously, like in all seriousness, he actually did seem like a good owner and delivered a Premier League title to a club he bought for only 50 million, and then he sold Mahrez for more than what he bought the club for. So
yeah, pretty insane what he was able to do with that. I love Leicester's whole story. It's just,
Leicester's whole
very sad, very sad.
Is great, and this puts think about it. They like with that guy. You have to wonder now, do they still have like the future that they were going to have?
I think so. I think they have enough. Like his son was in charge of a lot of things,
right.
and
I understand.
I think a lot of things will continue. Just I know I might cut this out too, but this whole like flying a helicopter after each home game out of the stadium seems a bit much to me too. Like I know you made your way from rags to riches, but like I don't think you have to be that showboaty once you make it that rich. And
I don't know.
I feel bad for him.
I feel bad, but
that the
I don't know.
helicopter
I
crashed.
money, and if I were him, then I would say, yeah, I'm not sitting in stadium traffic neither.
I'm going back home alone in an aircraft. But yeah, it's very sad. But just to get back to the game, I'm gonna throw out this take for you. See where you go with it. Christian Eriksen, the most important Tottenham player. Once he's back to full health, I think Spurs will pick up the pieces that Kane, Dele Alli, although he's been injured a little bit, and a lot of these other guys haven't really been able to piece together. What? Yeah, Eriksen's come back from injury. So once he's at full health, I think Spurs will be back at it.
So I disagree with you entirely for a lot of reasons. Most of them being with the fact that there's something very wrong at Tottenham, and it has yet to completely manifest itself on the pitch, which is why I don't think it's like time to call this season a quits already. However, I think Tottenham fans should be very nervous about what the future holds for them. I think Pochettino's gone. I think the squad is going to start leaving. I think key players
to Real Madrid, Pochettino.
I don't know where he's going to go. I think there's some Italian clubs that are in turmoil and looking to knock on the door of Europe with the money to do so, and I think that's something Pochettino would rather do than sit in Europe with a squad that everyone thinks can do things with, but he somehow still can't.
With potentially limited funds with this whole stadium thing.
And you really can't underestimate the difficulty that places on him. Like think about it. He thought they were going to play that.
Showing this year, they didn't buy anyone in the summer. They didn't buy a single player.
They thought that they were going to play City at White Hart Lane, and they played City on an NFL field.
Right.
So come on, there's something and it's gonna start showing. It's not time to panic. They're having a very good start to the season results wise. But I think you have to kind of be like, what the hell is going to happen here? You know?
Time to worry, but not to panic, says Dylan Gersley. But one thing, kind of the opposite reaction for some other key players around the league as we are reaching the a good point of the English Premier League season here. But Dylan, some players that I've desperately wanted to play well and are starting to, some players who are finally reaching some good form. First off, Anthony Martial, banging in the goals. Another curler this week. Had 2 against Chelsea the weekend before. He's playing great, and I love to see it. Love me some Martial.
Yeah,
Barkley, number 2.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you. I don't think you like Barkley, but I do. When he was at Everton, that whole situation was so weird to me that seeing him play well is like actually cool for me now, even though I hate Chelsea. Which brings me to this question: what do you make about all this overhyped? In my opinion, all this like I've been getting so many like notifications on my phone, seeing all over Twitter and everything. Oh, sorry ball, sorry ball, sorry ball, sorry ball. Maurizio Sarri didn't like do anything special yet. Like, what do you think about his like Chelsea start to the season and what kind of style he's brought so far?
I think it finds parallels in Liverpool's hiring of Jurgen Klopp. All we heard about after his hiring in October of that year was gang pressing. That's all we heard for a whole year, and then it was heavy metal football and all this stuff. Everyone's just looking for a way to describe a philosophy that a manager brings into a club, and I think the only reason it is overhyped, and I do agree with you, it's overhyped. It's attractive, it's nice, it's attacking. It is overhyped. It's I think for 2 reasons. The first being it's a new manager and he's doing well. The fans are excited, so they're hyping it up. If the fans are interested, then the media will print stories about it, and that's how it works, and that's cool. The second thing is I think it also kind of parallels Chip Kelly's time in the NFL, where he comes in and everyone gets excited and buys in and gets hyped. I think the cracks are going to appear come Boxing Day. I think Chelsea aren't going to be in as good a position as they are, and I think fans are going to be a little more annoyed with the club than they are right now.
But that's the thing. The whole point I want to make here is I don't think it's as revolutionary as like a fast-paced Chip Kelly offense that what Sarri's doing.
I don't think a fast-paced offense is revolutionary in any sport. I think that's called having a particular philosophy.
Yeah, but what about like Sarri's philosophy stands out? I'm still confused what he's even like.
Dude, that's the thing is like nobody knows. Nobody knows. Everyone's
exactly.
Like,
it's so annoying to me.
He passes the ball quickly and it moves to the Jorginho and then he releases a ball up. It's like, dude, we get it. You got a new guy, you got some new players, and you're doing well.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up. No one cares how you play.
Shut the hell up, Chelsea fans.
We're gonna draw with you. All right. We did. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really
another player I'm very interested in.
Beer belly.
Yeah. Just an awful cigarette body of Maurizio Sarri. Another player I'm very happy he was playing very well, banging in the goals here for Bournemouth. Callum Wilson, top 5 fave in the league.
Yeah, he's the boy. I've actually liked him since his West Ham days. Always wanted him to succeed. Happy to see him do it now. You got some good choices.
Oh yeah, he's a fan favorite for everyone. I don't know how you can not like Callum Wilson. It's kind of like not liking like Victor Oladipo or like Derrick Rose or something. Like he's just cool, you know. You wanted to rebuke that so bad. But moving on. I don't know if you've noticed, Dylan, but Watford has a very exciting forward line now, an attacking philosophy that not a lot of people have been talking about, and I'm talking about it. It's awesome. Jara Deulofeu, one of my faves. Pereira. They got Isaac Success, Capu, Dine, uh,
Dini.
and Andre Gray. Like, it's insane, dude. What they're doing right now with these fast paced kind of going at defender dribblers, it's very fun to watch. They're low key one of the most exciting front lines in the league, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I agree with you. I just
Hey, you're
I don't,
sleeping on Mofford over there, man.
I don't know. I was gonna say I feel like I could have told you that last year. I don't know.
Oh, so you're saying I'm late to the game?
I think you're a little late to the
And
game. Yeah.
well, they didn't have Deulofeu because he was done with his loan and he was struggling at Barcelona like usual. And Pereira wasn't finding his feet yet last year. I don't know what you're saying.
Neither was Isaac Success, but I've always thought that that was kind of a hallmark of Watford was an exciting attack.
Well, it's certainly coming to full fruition, at least in my eyes. But Dylan, the part of the podcast everyone has been waiting for, our favorite time of the year. It's the most marquee fixture that anyone, I don't care who you like.
Dude, they have this crazy guy at right back that used to play for Barcelona, that a guy in like FIFA 11 that had huge potential. His name was Kiko Femina.
Oh, Wofford?
Yeah. He's like 27 now. Yeah.
I can't believe you interrupted my hype intro to tell me that you loved Firmino. Congrats.
Yeah, he's
I
a
thought-
76.
What team's Yamat on that Netherlands right back?
Oh, who cares about that guy?
Yeah, he's the worst. Honestly, Arsenal is playing Liverpool this Saturday afternoon. Marquee game, 1:15, NBC Sports. How are you? How excited are you, though?
I can't wait, dude. I wish you were here for it, and I'm just excited. My cousin's coming home. I'm trying to see if I can get him to come to Newark with me so I can watch it with Ryan.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Gonna be a cracker because there's another game, Wolves Tottenham right after, which is insane. Because I never really see Premier League games go that late. 3:45 kickoff for that one. So that's pretty crazy.
For which one?
Tottenham Wolves.
Is that 3:45 on Saturday?
Yeah, something like that.
It's because of the daylight savings time thing, I think.
Ooh, interesting. But anyway, Arsenal, Liverpool, our two favorite teams, Dylan. For me, big week for us, obviously. But seeing that Mo Salah has scored every single game that he's ever played against Arsenal, that is worrisome. And that's kind of kicking the freaking teeth of all the bad words I've said about him. That he's not going to make it. Ends up being player of the year. He's never going to do anything against Arsenal. Scores every game against him. It's like, I can't win against this guy. So that's a thing. Arsenal, their 10-game winning streak has ended against Crystal Palace, my least favorite team in the league, as you know. Against two ill-disciplined tackles in the box. But the second one wasn't a penalty, though. But 2-2 draw nonetheless, coming off a poor result there, but picked it up with a Blackpool win. Hashtag Carabao Cup. Guendouzi, red card in that game, going to be out. Xhaka, that means he's going to start. And you know what that means? Liverpool are going to win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Arsenal winning this game, but I'm not saying they can't, but I just don't see it. I think Liverpool win 3-1.
I think Arsenal start off very well, which is like the opposite of what usually happens against Liverpool. I think some good link-up play. Fail to get the goal, though. I think Liverpool picked them apart because Arsenal's defense can't really handle the firepower that Liverpool have. Shaqiri goal is very nice over the weekend. Salah's been playing a lot better recently. I know last time we talked, you were very disappointed in Salah's kind of body language, and I think that's certainly picked up. Don't you think? This
Started to
week?
resolve itself.
Yeah, because he's scoring goals and making key contributions to the team here. But what's your you got 3-1 prediction? I don't know. I think it's usually a little more high scoring than that. I go up you one more 4-2. I'll say Liverpool. Is it at Anfield or is it at the Emirates?
I actually don't know.
Can you look it up real quick?
Yeah, of course.
And as you do that, I want to bring this up. Aaron Ramsey reportedly he's been in the news for like months now. It's seems like, but his offer has been rescinded. Clubs basically saying, along with all their other star players of the last generation, you can go for free. We don't care. And it's stupid that they're doing it. But hopefully this ESR Emil Smith Rowe guy can kind of play that role and come into it. I think that's what they're hoping. And I'm not sure if he's good enough to do it. To me, I think he's a little too raw of a talent and maybe needs a couple of loan spells before that. And so is the game at Anfield?
It's at the Emirates, I'm pretty sure.
Emirates. Let's get it. But I don't know, because Arsenal, they always mismanage their kind of star players like this, and it's so annoying to watch. Do you have any takes on this whole Ramsey situation?
I'm very surprised about it because I thought he was like a club servant, like a loyal club guy. Like I thought he was Arsenal through and through.
Yeah, he was.
So even if he wasn't, even if they didn't want him anymore, I figured they would sit him down and be like, "Hey, you don't figure into our football plans. We're not going to sell you for huge, but we'd like to get you for something. Here's a contract to get something, and you can go. You can have an active role in the transfer, but to get some, like I said, just something as a
right. Like I don't think it's that hard to like negotiate something like that. Maybe we're naive, but like the amount of players Arsenal like just lets walk for free is just absolutely insane to me, and I hate it. But I don't know. Arsenal, all I gotta say is I was right. Because before the season, who did I say would lead the league in scoring, Dylan?
Aubameyang.
And who currently is tied for leading the scoring list?
Lacazette.
No. Aubameyang, man. 7 goals. It's great to see. When I'm right, I'm right. Eden Hazard, they both got 7 goals. Hazard, obviously, front runner for player of the year, I think we can all say. But
I wouldn't say that.
Ooh, interesting. Who would you say?
Lacazette. No, I just have never understood this whole Hazard's a player of the year thing. So we'll see at the end of the season.
He's definitely player of the year.
We'll see at the end of the season.
All right. Well, we'll see. Anyway, so sticking with the stats sheets, Benjamin Mendy, one of the best left backs I think I've ever seen as like a raw talent, leads the league in assist. He's got like 6 or something, but it's just crazy amount of mental errors he makes game in and game out.
That's exactly what Ryan and I were discussing as we were watching Tottenham City. It's his positioning play just always seems bad. Always. Defensively, that is, not attacking.
Yeah, exactly. Attacking, it's very good. He's like the Marcelo of the Premier League now.
He reminds me of like a careless Yaya Toure who is a little bit faster and plays left back. Just he doesn't seem to care about his defensive thing.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
He doesn't bring that Yaya Toure nonchalance. It's more just like he just clearly prefers attacking.
Right. It's full throttle attacking and kind of lackadaisical defense. But his when he crosses the ball in there, dude, he's got like a gifted lefty freaking hook in there. It's awesome.
He's really good, and I think in the Premier League, his physical dominance over other teams or over other players in other leagues, I think is gonna not work as well. So I think, like you said, we're gonna start seeing some because Pep's already annoyed with him. I don't know if you've ever seen those reports. Apparently, he's just like a character.
Yeah, he doesn't like him at all. He's like, stop using social media, blah blah blah. I'm Pep, and then he's like, whoops. But quick relegation battle update for our listeners here. Huddersfield still without a win, as well as Newcastle through 10 games already this season. Newcastle is so bad. Huddersfield, I think we all thought they didn't really do enough. But Fulham, they're the surprise team out of those three. They paid a lot of money to get all these players in the transfer window, and now they're just like the QPR, I guess. Do you think they're gonna pick it up, or do you think this is representative of their entire season?
No, I think this is going to be representative of their entire season.
So they relegated?
I think Fulham are relegated. Yeah.
Wow. I think they pick it up and barely escape, but they very well could get relegated because their defense is absolutely insanely bad.
But Cardiff might be the worst Premier League team I've ever seen.
Cardiff, you think?
Besides maybe that Aston Villa team from
Yeah.
ago.
So they're 17th. So I think, yeah, I agree. I like Cardiff to get relegated more than what's his name?
Fulham.
Fulham. Yes. Tim Ream can't be player there 2 years in a row, I guess.
No, sir, he cannot.
I want to move on to some quick hitters around the world of soccer, starting with the Champions League of last week. Dylan, we're through 3 games so far in the Champions League. Any surprises to you? Kind of seeing some group leaders here and there. Any surprises to you seeing how the tables have shaped so far?
I think Liverpool's group is definitely surprising. I don't think anyone needs to have me describe those results. I just didn't think Napoli were going to be doing as well as they are.
Right. I don't think anyone thought
Yeah.
Napoli was going to do as well as they are.
And then the other thing is Madrid. Madrid dropped points to a Russian team. That's just embarrassing.
Yeah, the
expect
biggest upset of the group stages so far.
Probably.
And I would also throw Tottenham in there. Only 1 point through their first 3 games.
Oh, yeah.
Another group of death, as you will. PSV, Inter, and Barca in that group. So I think they're all but done since the Europa League already. So tough season for Spurs. I know we're picking on them a lot this podcast because they deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, Pochettino is your manager. You deserve to be hated.
Well, I like Pochettino.
He's
Espanol is.
I hate him.
Juventus, Manchester United. Those games I always love to watch now. Good Old Trafford game with Dybala getting the winner there, and when they return to Turin, it's gonna be another great game in my opinion. So look out for that. But moving on, to some other takeaways for the Champions League group stage. Bleach Report still really bad at presenting the games. Their production with these things is just like.
That's why I don't understand why they even got the contract. How did you guys get it if you can't even do it?
Yeah, like at least get some production crew.
That's like having a fucking local fucking radio station put on the fucking Premier League. Give me a break. Jesus God. It's rough, dude.
What's not rough is Messi.
Too hard on that.
He has 5 goals in 2 games. He's injured a lot. And well, not a lot. This once he has. I don't know. Did you see the injury? I don't know if you saw the replay, but like he landed weird, but like I did not think he fractured his arm. I thought he was making a meal of it. So that was crazy that he's just in a sling for the next month. But he's still good. Still really good. Moving on. want to hit some of these other leagues that we normally don't hit, Dylan, if your time permits here, because we got some playoffs in the MLS postseason. As Zlatan Ibrahimovic, very sad he didn't make it, but LA Galaxy, very bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Gave up a couple goals on the final day to Houston, I believe, and lost. Gave up their 2-0 lead, lost 3-2. Zlatan, not much he can do about that. So, but anyway, I want to pose this question to you. We talked about it before the MLS season started a little bit. We decided, nah, we still don't care. Do we care now that the playoffs are on? Or
what?
do you care at all?
No, of course not.
I was hoping you'd say that. So I knew you would say that, honestly. You don't care about MLS ever. But these playoffs are going to be fun to watch. And let me tell you why. Western Conference, not so much, but this Eastern Conference is kind of stacked. Atlanta United, first freaking team to draw 50,000 plus every game, which is awesome. With Gerardo Martino, Tata Martino, as the manager. They got two players on the MLS MVP list, Miguel Almiron, who we all know is awesome, and Josef Martinez, who fucking crushed the MLS scoring record this year. So he's also awesome. They're playing NYFC. They just beat our Union, which is sad, but Villa is still awesome. And that game is going to be really cool. But the game I'm very much looking forward to, Red Bulls, DC United, Dylan, put it into your schedule. Wayne Rooney is going to come up to New York if he doesn't get upset by the Columbus Crew tonight as we're recording this. So Wayne Rooney against Bradley Wright Phillips, going to be a very good game. I would recommend watching it. And the only Western Conference team I care about at all is LAFC, obviously, because they have Carlos Vela, and he's still very good. But yeah, that's why you should care about the postseason, because a lot of talent, a lot of cool matchups.
A lot of cool stuff on display here in the States.
Oh yeah, baby, grow the game. Anyway, we're going back to Italian soccer here. Nice to see AC Milan, most Champions League spots, fourth position here.
Nice.
They're usually at 10th around these leagues, around this time of year. But something I do want to bring up, in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich is in second place to Dortmund. Last 2 years, they've won it in January, it seems like.
That's insane.
Well, I don't think they
it's April when they do, but it's
but it's insane the amount of games that are always left. I think it's been March the last couple of years, though. And now they're in second place. They're tied with Ajax on points in the Champions League, too. Just like, what's happening? Are they losing their edge in the transfer market or just in the dressing room? They got Serge Gnabry starting every game for them now. He was bought for $5 million from Arsenal. Like, he's great. He's a good talent. But, like,
I don't know, dude. I think they're just kind of like not a sleeping giant in the sense that they're just like horrible, but they're not a European heavyweight right now.
Certainly doesn't seem like it.
Like I think they're like PSG almost. Like they'll win Germany every Bundesliga every year, but they're not gonna really terrify you in Europe.
And I would even throw this into my kind of like pro Pep argument that you always hate. See what happens when he leaves a club like this and they're kind of thrown into disarray?
No, you can't blame that on Pep.
No, I'm praising Pep.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can't say that the only reason they're doing poorly is because Pep's greatness isn't there.
I just merely pointed out.
You said it threw them in disarray. No, they were in disarray. They hired Pep. That was their first mistake. And then it was.
What do you mean it's our first mistake? He's the one who led them all that glory, dude.
To what glory? Win the Champions League, bro.
They didn't win the Champions League. They won by a landslide every time domestically.
Bayern would sacrifice a Bundesliga title for the next 10 years, every single year for the next 10 years, if it meant they got a Champions League. And Pep
I,
didn't.
I don't think that. I don't think that.
You're just
They should have beat Inter when they had a chance, but I don't think they.
You're just wrong.
I think every team values the league a lot more than that. But yeah, I agree with you. They need Champions League, but I think you're going a little too strong there.
No, I think they desperately want the Champions League, and you are undervaluing that desire.
Differing opinions. To top it off, might as well just rename the French Liga name to PSG because they're the only good team in that league.
Well, OL looks cool this year. Like I said last year, and it looks like they're finally doing that this year.
Huh?
Leon look cool.
Leon does look cool because of Fakir, and that's like the only reason I would ever watch him.
Depay.
I don't care about Depay.
I don't care about Depay. Ryan nuts is every day about Depay. He tells me something new.
Oh, Memphis, dude. Had another great freaking run into the 18-yard box, and he lost it again. Oh, he's so good.
I love calling him Depay because he doesn't want to be called Depay.
You're really getting to his nerves, bro.
Yeah.
And good way to end the podcast, I think. Getting on Depay's nerves, just what we do at Soccer Scoop Podcast, but stay along with all of our content, WTSports.net. Follow us on all social media accounts, What the Sports. You know where to find us. You know that the Tea Time podcast is also coming out tomorrow. Tom, Hindle, Adam Mizrahi. Stay tuned for that. I want to thank you for getting into this podcast. Stay cool and peace.